This did nobody ask, did nobody check him for no steroid? I said, he had quick hands, he would hit. I said, why y'all ain't checking for steroid? He ain't checking steroid. And then...
You think he was on steroids?
Of course he was on steroids.
What we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids.
Responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol.
Boxing legend Evander Holyfield has publicly thrown down the gauntlet, accusing Canelo Alvarez of potential steroid use. With tensions mounting ahead of the Canelo versus Terence Crawford matchup, Holyfield's bold remarks have ignited a firestorm of controversy and speculation across the boxing community.
Greatest Mexican boxing fight of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. So I feel like I'm 100% confident in myself. If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which including him, he never got off
You think
steroids.
he's on steroids?
Of course.
Sure.
You
saw De La Hoya
how do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? Right. You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Yeah.
While Holyfield has not directly accused Canelo of using steroids, he's been outspoken about the need for stricter penalties for fighters who test positive for banned substances. In 2018, following Canelo's positive test for clenbuterol, Holyfield suggested that athletes caught using PAG should face jail time, stating that these people should be in jail for 30 days.
Alvarez failed a drug test before his big Triple G fight in May, and he's blaming Mexican cows. All right, here's the deal. 2 months until the rematch with Gennady Golovkin on May 5th is going to be the big fight, and he's been taking drug tests leading up to the fight, standard operating procedure. This time he popped for a substance called clenbuterol, which is a banned substance. As a matter of fact, it helps you cut weight. A lot of people use it illegally to cut weight while maintaining muscle mass. He is saying he did not cheat. He's not a cheater. I did not intentionally take clenbuterol. Problem is, I've been training in Mexico and eating contaminated cow beef. That's what he's saying. There's a problem apparently in Mexico where some of the cattle are being injected with clenbuterol, which helps cows. It's illegal in the United States, but some places outside the United States, even some places in the United States, will use clenbuterol to grow bigger cows, to up the protein content in the meat. And he's saying that what he had was contaminated meat because his training center is in Mexico and there's a problem with Mexican meat down there. He even issued a statement saying, quote, "I'm an athlete who respects the sport and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust in the end, the truth will prevail." So far, the fight with Gennady Golovkin is still on. He's still dead set on making that.
Floyd Mayweather has openly criticized the boxing community for what he perceives as a double standard regarding steroid use, particularly in Canelo Alvarez's case. Mayweather argues that while some fighters face intense scrutiny, others like Canelo receive leniency due to their marketability and status. He believes this disparity undermines the sport's integrity, allowing certain individuals to evade accountability. Mayweather emphasizes that PDUs not only constitutes cheating, but also poses serious health risks, thereby threatening boxing's credibility.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. They don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights. Canelo, and the list goes on and on about athletes that's been cheating.
Been accused of cheating or been proven?
No, been proven too.
It's been proven.
Yeah.
Oh, Canelo. Oh shit.
This been proven.
Armstrong.
Okay.
And then Canelo talking about it was the steak that it was the meat that he was eating. So okay, now you eating. I guess you're eating steroid cow.
Recently, David Benavidez has publicly accused Alvarez and his entire team of using steroids. He questioned why Canelo would avoid a fight with him if he were truly confident, especially given the number of positive steroid tests from Canelo's camp. Benavidez's comments have intensified their ongoing rivalry, as he claims Canelo's team is dirty due to multiple failed drug tests.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he's fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought what the fuck is his name? Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol. So what the Canelo, he even got suspended for like 7 months.
So it's guaranteed
He's guaranteed he took it. He said that he ate meat that was tainted in Mexico.
Now, let me ask you that question.
I've talked to people, they said for him to test positive off a piece of meat, he would have...
Eddie Reynoso's gym has faced heavy scrutiny due to multiple doping allegations involving fighters under his guidance. Notably, Canelo Alvarez, who trains with Reynoso, has been implicated in past steroid controversies. Critics point to several fighters from Reynoso's camp who have tested positive for banned substances, raising concerns about the training environment and its oversight. As Canelo prepares for his bout with Terence Crawford, many observers are watching closely, noting his rapid physical transformation.
Addressed serious accusations about his gym. And the accusations are that people, or at least the implications are, that he is the one that is providing performance-enhancing drugs or is in some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol 2 times. For Fahim Satur, I'll say that he did it 2 times, even though I think it was for the same fight. But Canelo Alvarez popped dirty for clenbuterol 2 times. You have Luis Nery, who had tested positive, but I think Luis Nery tested positive before he was with Eddie Reynoso. Then you have Ryan Garcia, who popped dirty after he left Eddie Reynoso and went over to Derek James. And then you have Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez popped dirty while he was with Eddie Reynoso, but at the time he was still allowed to fight. You also clearly see that you have an issue with the fight that's coming up with Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, in that you have one guy that tested positive and you have another guy that looks like he's using in order to get up and continue to climb up weight classes. You know, at a certain point in time, and this is something that Rolly Romero has said, certain point in time your body just doesn't do that. At a certain point in time, your body just doesn't do it. I'm 6'2", 200, and should weigh about 210. Closer to 250, but I should weigh about 210. I'm not gonna get up. If I was 210 now.
Many boxing analysts have pointed out that gaining substantial muscle mass naturally in one's 30s is especially challenging. However, Canelo Alvarez's recent transformation, appearing significantly larger than in previous years, has raised questions about the authenticity of his gains. This scrutiny is heightened by the history of doping allegations surrounding Eddie Reynoso's gym. Multiple fighters from Reynoso's camp have tested positive for banned substances, casting further doubt on the gym's training environment and practices.
Muscle as if I'm juicing. If for a 30-year-old, right? You remember, your body grows. Men's body can grow in height and length up until you're to the extreme in your 20s. By the time you're 20, your height and all that stuff is there, right? Your height and your length. In your mid-20s, you know, by the time you're 29, your musculature is pretty much there. It gets harder to gain and put on muscle after 30.
In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan discussed Alvarez's past failed clenbuterol test and the ongoing debates about his physique and performance. He stressed the importance of transparency and the need for athletes to uphold the sport's integrity. The discussion added fuel to the speculation as Alvarez prepares to face Crawford. Many boxing fans say they are unsurprised by the latest doping allegations. Given Canelo's history with PEDs, including his previous suspension for clenbuterol use.
What up, everybody? It's your boy MC from MCTV. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo Alvarez is on steroids right now as we speak and is going to be fully juiced with something that hasn't even hit the market yet. Think about it. He's pretty much a billionaire. He has access to...
Holyfield has expressed deep admiration for Terence Crawford's exceptional boxing abilities. It's especially his remarkable power and versatile fighting style. He praised Crawford's ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw stances, making him unpredictable and difficult to read. Holyfield emphasized that this adaptability forces opponents to constantly adjust, likening it to life's need for continuous adaptation. He believes Crawford's sharp reflexes and unique style make him a well-prepared and dangerous challenger.
Going left-handed and right, how do you deal with someone like that?
Well, I don't know. Did nobody switch up on me a lot? So it's hard for me to say, but I know life is about adjustment. You have to make adjustment. To be successful, adjustment is always gonna be the difference between how far you gonna go.
And this is the last one, because I just thought of something. Obviously, Fury Usyk, a lot of people are talking about for undisputed. You were a smaller guy, and you almost beat. A lot of people thought you beat Nikolai Valuev, who's even taller. Even taller than Tyson Fury. How does the small guy Usyk defeat a tall guy like Tyson Fury?
Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian "Biomac" McIntyre, has expressed complete confidence in their game plan. He insists their preparation has been meticulous, leaving no stone unturned. While acknowledging Canelo's skills, McIntyre believes Crawford's adaptability and tactical approach will be the keys to overcoming the challenges posed by a naturally larger opponent.
I'm confident that he's going to get the victory. Second of all, I'm just happy for him and the team. So the world can see once again why he considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
There was many a time where he was maybe struggling to get certain fights, and then he had to almost kick that door down. Is it nice to see him sort of getting the fruits of his labour now and getting that generational wealth off the back of what is, obviously it's a hard career boxing, you don't get given anything.
Definitely good to see him get, like you say, fruits of his wealth. Get me fights that, again, will show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. Show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. I'm just happy.
Nico Ali Walsh, grandson of the legendary Muhammad Ali, has shared insights into Crawford's preparation for the upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez. Walsh revealed that Crawford has been sparring with significantly larger fighters to adapt to the kind of pressure and strength Canelo brings. This strategic preparation shows Crawford's commitment to adjusting his skills and conditioning for the super middleweight division, ensuring he is fully prepared to face Canelo's power.
20 people with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build-up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow boxing.